Hello, coffee enthusiasts. My name is Melissa and I'm with Coffee Holly. Ever wonder if a Keurig machine can truly make a good cup of coffee? If you stick around for this video, I'll show you how. I'll cover everything from the types of K-cups to use, the size of cup to use, the type of water to use, and the settings to use for the best tasting cup of coffee. For this demonstration, I'll be using the Keurig K Supreme. Let's talk about the importance of water. The type of water that you use in your Keurig machine makes all of the difference. Tap water is not recommended for use with any Keurig machine because it has sediments that cause calcium buildup. We recommend you only using filtered water. Filtered water not only extends the life of your Keurig machine, but it also helps the coffee taste better. If your Keurig machine came with a filter and filter holder, we also recommend using those as well. Now let's get into the importance of K-cups and the types of K-cups that you use. A cheaper and less expensive K-cup isn't always the best. Even though you're getting more for your money, you're not necessarily getting better quality of coffee. The plastics used to make these and the type of coffee that's inside of these K-cups are very questionable. There's a high probability that the coffee that's inside of this K-cup is probably old and dried out. So if you want a great tasting cup of coffee, we do not recommend using a cheaper or less expensive K-cup. Let's move on to the K-cups that we do recommend. Premium K-cups are ideal for use with any Keurig machine. Premium K-cups are usually made with higher quality paper filters inside of the much thinner plastic. The quality of coffee that's used inside of these premium K-cups is usually higher as well. You also want to make sure that you're using a brand that's well known in the coffee industry. So yes, you may be paying a little more for a premium K-cup, but it's worth it. Now let's move on to reusable K-cups. If you enjoy brewing freshly ground coffee or even your favorite brand from the store, a reusable K-cup is the way to go. The newer models even have these little plugs at the top for multi-stream technology machines. Who doesn't love using their large favorite mug for a cup of coffee in the morning? However, when it comes to making coffee in a Keurig machine, the largest mug isn't always ideal. If you're making a latte or adding creamer to your coffee, a medium-sized mug is great. But if we're talking about a straight cup of coffee, an 8-ounce mug is the best choice. Finally, let's get into the functions that make a great cup of coffee on a Keurig K machine. Here we're using a Keurig K Supreme with multi-stream technology. Older Keurig models have one needle, but the newer versions have multi-stream technology, which means 5 needles are saturating the coffee grinds at one time instead of just one. This leads to a more balanced and full-bodied cup of coffee. Speaking of coffee, let's go ahead and brew a cup. Now I'd like to get into the functions that I'm going to be using to make this cup of coffee even better. To get a better flavor out of your coffee, try sticking with the smaller sizes. 6 or 8 ounces is best. I'll be using the 6-ounce setting. If your Keurig has a strong button, I highly suggest you using it. The strong function actually brews your coffee at a slower rate. This allows for better blooming of coffee grinds. It also gives your coffee a much more balanced flavor. All that's left to do is press K to start. If you find this video helpful and useful, please be sure to like and share. If you want to be notified when we drop new videos, please be sure to hit that notification bell below. And if you enjoy content such as this and love coffee, please be sure to visit our channel and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please be sure to drop those in the comment section below. That's it. You've just made the best cup of coffee out of your Keurig machine. We'd like to leave you with one more bit of advice to ensure that you're getting the best tasting cup of coffee out of your Keurig machine. We strongly suggest running a rinse cycle after every brew. I think the rinse cycle gets overlooked quite a bit, but it's important to do. It's easy. After you remove the K-cup, simply close the machine and run a rinse cycle by pressing 8 or 10 ounces. Then press K to start. A rinse cycle helps flush out any remains that are left over from a previous brew. For example, the last brew was actually a cup of hot chocolate. Now I think I'm going to make tea. I wouldn't want to contaminate the tea with any leftover remains of hot chocolate remnants. That's why I highly suggest doing rinse cycles in between every brew. Remember, we just made a cup of coffee and all I'm doing here is running a rinse cycle. You can clearly see how the water looks. I don't know about you, but I'd prefer not having that go in my next cup. We hope we've convinced you that a Keurig K machine can make an excellent cup of coffee. Simply refer back to this video for all of the information that we've given you. If you'd like to show support by way of buying us a cup of coffee, we'll drop a link in the video description below. Until next time, Coffee Holly family.